Hi everyone. So today I'm super excited to share with you Spellbinders November 2025 club kits. Super cute. As I was putting them out here, I was like, oh, this has to be brunch. Like as I'm putting these down, it looked like brunchy to me. And then this, I was like, what is going on here? Because there's a lot here, but we'll get to it in just a moment. So I will say these items were sent free of charge from my review. And of course, all opinions are my own. And the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items, those links. So thank you for being here. I always launch this video at midnight. Maybe you're still in Halloween mode. I don't know. Because of course, Halloween was last night, depending on when you're watching. But anyway, I hope you all had fun. So let's get right into it. There is a lot going on with this. I have what is called the Deluxe Caboodle, which is all of the kits. I will say, having said that, I do not have the wax seal quite yet to share with you guys. But actually, you know what? I did receive a package. I'll check just in case. I might still have it too. I might have it to share. But it's just a lot going on, a lot of super cute kits. So I usually start off with the embossing folders. So let me grab those, guys. I'm just like all over in my mind here because there's just so much to get to. I mean, each one of these kits has a lot. And so what I'll do at the end of it is I'll work with one of the kits. So today it's going to have to be something that's super quick because there is a lot to talk about in each one of these things. So the embossing folder of the month is this one here. This is your standard embossing. It's called Luxe Lattice. A lot of them are called Luxe something or other, and you will see that as we go through. I'm just trying to get something here so you can see it better. Very cool kind of chain detail, as you can see that. That's awesome. I mean, that would work for all kinds of occasions, even like Halloween, right? Like just really fun. And again, the difference with an embossing folder like this, your standard is it goes up, it goes across, and then back down to do the design. And then your 3D embossing folder is different, I will say, because I always talk about sizing in these videos. This one will emboss an area that's 8.5 by 5.5, but the plastic itself, or the folder itself, is 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. So you definitely want a machine that can accommodate that. The 3D embossing folder of the month is this one. Oh, that's so awesome. Hold on. This is called Petite Tuft. So when they first came out with their embossing folders, they, came out with a ton of them. And the one that was always selling out was the tufted quilt or that kind of look. But I think it had something to do with tufting. This one is very similar in design, but it's smaller, I believe. That's probably why it's called Petite Tuft, because it does look like a little smaller to me than the original one. So, I mean, you guys, this is your chance to get it. This is so pretty. And it looks awesome. I love that other tufted one that I have. So this is going to be really cute. So again, it comes up. It's kind of carved in. It like undulates and all that, right? Higher areas, recessed areas. So that's what makes the 3D embossing folder really awesome. It is a thicker folder than your standard embossing folder. That's why you need a machine that can accommodate this. And again, it is 5 3/4 by 8 3/4 in sizing. Excuse me. Actually, so then before I move on, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like with the black paper behind there. If that helps you see it, I don't know. I feel like I can see it pretty well, but I have been requested, or has been requested to do that. Stencil of the month. Oh my gosh, I haven't even looked at this one. It's something like this. I don't look at it until we're here together because these other things, obviously, I have to put them out. But let's check this guy out. This is called Cherry Chic. How cute is that? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stencils on this, and they are definitely cherry related. So this one looks like there's gonna be some stripes, the little cherries. Oh my gosh, how cute. I wonder if it's maybe these two. No, I think they all go together because these look really small, but yeah, I think and then this is another set of background, obviously. So if you line it up, that's gonna make a whole covered background, right? Yeah, that's right. And then 3, yeah, they're just numbers. So the stems, A2 size on these guys. This is going to have your cherries and then some of this portion, which I think is the greenery. So we will see about that, how that fits together. I'm curious. Oh yeah, it's backwards. I was going to say, there's something about this not laying up. Yeah, it's more greenery. So you're going to want to focus on these in different ways, which is a little bit of a bummer, right? Generally, I like it to be all one color so we can just go for it. So in this one, you're going to have to spotlight what you want. And then 5 has a little dimple, I think, on the cherries, and then the rest of the greenery. So something to think about on that one, okay, as you're working with it, if I don't work with it today. Let's put that to the side. Okay, so our clear stamp of the month is this guy. And when I was first looking at it, I can see this. When I put these dies down, I'm like, oh, it has like a little pet with it. So the whole thing is about pets, I think. It's called Go To Girl? Go To Girl? Does that make sense? Okay. Anyway, so this one has a little girl. So cute. Obviously 3 of them. One has like shopping bags and like a little purse. And like the little pet here, and then like a little chihuahua there. Oh my gosh. And like little bags, little hearts, little icons, and then you have your sentiments like, thanks for being my go-to girl. That's why it's called Go-To Girl. Best brunch buddy ever, pause down, for my brunch date and best mate, and then sending smiles with every step. Very cute. Again, it goes with this, but some of these can mix and match with some of what's going on over here. And then basically stamp, the photopolymer stamp. You can do the stamp and die. So the dies are over here. That will cut out our little characters here. And the characters themselves, let me get you some measurements here, are like almost 2.5 inches on that one. Yeah, roughly 2.5 or so. I mean, if that gives you an idea, I would say. That little chihuahua was so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, and that is that guy. This is your die of the month. So the small die, right? It's this stuff here, right here. And so yeah, as I was placing this, I thought this was like a graham cracker or maybe a marshmallow. And then I kept working. I'm like, oh, hold on. No, well, you have all these different things. But anyway, and then this, which I still thought was an avocado until right now, it's an egg. Hello. Okay. A little champagne flute and everything. So that one is called, I keep thinking I'm getting it wrong. No, that can't be Pause in the City. What am I doing? It has something to do with brunch, guys. I wrote down Pause in the City, but I know it's not called Pause in the City. Okay. Anyway, I think it's called Let's Do Brunch. I wrote the wrong thing down, but it's right here. So you have your champagne flute, and then he has a little face, and then a little background piece for the, to cover that up back there. You have your waffle. You have your bacon. This piece is the bacon, but it's the mouth, so the strip that you can pop on there. Your little egg, so cute. And then actually, I think I have that upside down. Little expression, right? Yeah. He's smiling. And then little arms and legs for a little anthropomorphic food here. You have your bow, just something cute you can add, to the flute or like as a hair bow, however you want to use that. I'm not as 100% what this piece is for. I was thinking it had to go there, but I'm not sure right now. Sorry, guys. But these pieces usually help you cover like the little eye areas and stuff like that. So this one might be maybe for one of these larger ones. I don't know. Or it holds this little like a stick to hold these. Like this one right here, I was like, there's a lot going on with this one, so we're going to figure it out. But you have banners that say, let's do brunch, happy brunch day, and thanks a brunch. That is very, very cute and punny. This guy right here, this is your large die of the month. I'm going to turn it a little more this way so you can see a little more. This is crazy. There is so much on here. I was just like, what is going on? And then it clicked more when I started putting some of the other things. I was like, oh, okay, we have the little cherries. That's cute. Like, I'm not sure what this is for. It basically makes like a purse, like the side of your purse. Let's say this is your card base. And then you have like, you cut this out of like brown paper or leather look or something, whatever you want, right? So you cut that out, that's there. And then you have your handle and things. I know there's just a lot going on, but anyhow, so you put all these things. Was this the handle? No, I can't remember. It just looks like a purse when you're put all these things together, guys. So of course I get samples, so I don't have like all the info, but I do know that yours will be on a carrier with instruction or, inspo, whatever it is that it needs for this to get done at that time. But you can imagine, so that's your purse there. And it's basically making like cute, kind of like keychain things, You have this little cute coin purse with like the little inlay, and there's the top of it, this portion of the purse there. I think that's what makes it look like the handle portion, like I said, with these other bits. You have like a big bow. I know there's just a lot going on here. This little character, I'm like, what is this guy? Because I've been like trying to get, it's just like a little bear kind of hanging from your keys, which would be really cute. So here are the accents for him. Again, latches and locks and all kinds of cool things to make your project here. Again, that's part of the bow here, if you want like a big bow on it. Just more pieces that make everything look really good, right? And then you have these chain pieces too for your keys and whatever it is that you want to put on there. So hardware and all kinds of things, guys. So definitely we will tutorialize that, of course, but for right now there's a lot going on with that guy. Okay, and I'm sorry, there's just so many dies that it was hard for me to get everything on here the way it should be. And then here we have this one. Your stitch is called Forever Fabulous, and hopefully you can see what we have going on here. You see your little guy. It looks like a Chihuahua-ish kind of dog. This is part of his little muzzle, part of the eyes, you know, all these different accents for that. A little outfit on that little guy, and his ears, a little accent for the ears, little cuffs, and all the cute things to make him, his little sweater or shirt, you know, really pop. And it's like a little purse, and he's like a little purse dog, as you can see there. So what you have for stitching on this one is this. If you want to stitch it, great. If you don't want to stitch it, you can definitely just have that design, or just use this guy and not even worry about the inlay, right, for the stitching. And the little purse and your little purse dog. It's just going to be very, very cute. Okay. And for this one, again, I didn't give measurements for these things because generally when I give you measurements, it's more so that you know that these things will fit in your machine, and these are all, you know, smaller items. I don't think you are going to be hard-pressed to find a machine that can cut these guys, okay? The Glimmer is called Lux Links, and it is this guy. And so it looks like it makes like a A2 background, but let's get a measure on that. Yeah, it's like 5 3/4 by 4.5. And again, just a really cool kind of like high-end bag kind of feel, right? Comes with the words, saw this and thought of you, and then it has the die for that. That's part of the Glimmer, and this one too here. Here's to another well-styled ear. So here's to another well-styled ear. Fancy. And that one should come with blush. Again, it does say colors may vary, but this is the intended color for the month, which is blush. And it's a pretty, you know, rose gold type of color. I think they also have one called rose gold, so this is a little different than that one of your foil, right? And then we have the wax seal. I do not have it. Again, I'll check, but it's called Sin Sin is what I have written down. C-A-N. I don't know. And it's supposed to come with the coral mix of the wax beads, so keep an eye out for that. But the BetterPress is this guy, and I can see, oh, how cute. So you can see the little gal there with her little doggy again. It looks like a, maybe, it looks like a little terrier in that one, doesn't it? He looks like, I used to have a, anyway, it doesn't matter. A little terrier dog, a Boston Terrier, and that's what that looks like. But anyhow, maybe it's a different kind of little puppy. This one is called Paws in the City. That's why I was like, how are there two that are called Paws in the City? It's because the other one's not called Paws in the City. Let's do brunch. Okay, so you have your BetterPress with the registration piece or card here, because basically you're going to BetterPress the little gal there and then the dog one. So, I mean, they can both be the same color, but to get that look, they're making it so that you can stamp it in 2 different colors or run it through in 2 different colors. And then you have your sentiments with this guy, and it has things like, this is going to be a little harder because, again, it's the font there. Charmed to know you. For real, you're my fave. And I'll read one more. Life is better with girlfriends, and then whatever it says down in here. So there are several sentiments, and they all cut out here. There are 5 sentiments on this one. Very cool. And, oh, I think I have one more thing to show you guys. If you do get the Deluxe, your bonus item this month will be this die set here, and it's called When Pigs Fly, and it says it works with the die of the month. So, I mean, I assume it works with either one. I didn't write large die of the month, but maybe that's what it is, because I'm not sure that you need a piggy for the brunch, but that would be, oh, poor piggy. He's going to be the main course at brunch there. But anyhow, he had little wings, and you can see this part is his little snout and everything. Sorry about that. Another emergency vehicle. And that one was exceptionally loud. So, yeah, the little piggy with the little snout, and other accents that are in there for the little ears, little probably behind the eye, or yeah, because I don't think it's a snout accent, and then the wing, like I had mentioned. Super cute. So that is the bonus die for the month. All right, guys, I think I addressed everything, so I'm going to think about what we want to work on today. Again, I was thinking about something that's a little faster, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so let's get started. I think what I'm going to do is the stitching die of the month, but we're going to use the embossing folders to do instead of stitching to make like the cute, you know, look of the bag. But anyway, so this is an A2 size card, so 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of cream colored cardstock that's already cut down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I hope. It looks like it's a little shy. This card base might be a little bit bigger than I wanted. That happens sometimes. But I'm going to run this one through the standard embossing folder of the month. I think that'll look really cute. Oh, let's get that little schmutz out of there because it'll definitely stay there. And I can see, you know, I'm trying to line it up even left and right. And then at the top here, there's like maybe half a motif, actually the bottom half of the motif. Maybe, and then here too. So that's kind of how I'm lining that up. If I can make it straight. It looks crooked to me for some reason, but I think that's straight. Doesn't the paper look a little bit? Anyway, I'll run that through. I think we'll start there, so I'll be right back. With the Platinum 6 and the Universal plates, it'd be the A and B and then one cutting plate. And there's this beautiful thing. Again, standard embossing folder. But it still really has a really nice rounded look for the chain links. That's interesting. Because a lot of times it just goes up and straight across and back down. I mean, that's how they design them. But there you go. That's the deboss, which also looks very nice. And as soon as I end up using the deboss side, but that's okay. I'm just going to glue this down. And I'll be right back. Okay, so that's that beautiful thing. Looks really cool. So I grabbed some colors of cardstock here because I figure it can be a little chihuahua. It can be like a little pincher kind of looking dog, right? I don't know. So you can design it however you like, but let's go with a little pincher looking dog. My nieces had one. Cinnamon, just so cute. But I'm going to go with black. I think he was kind of like a brown. He looked like a little deer. He was so cute. But anyway, excuse me. So I'm going to make it look a little more traditional. Actually, I need a little more than this because I am going to have some other pieces. So let's hold off on that for 1 second. This is the purse base, and this is like the back side of that so that your little dog will be in there. So for this one, I think I'm going to use this cream color, this pearlescent paper, and just run this through. And then I'm going to run it through the 3D embossing folder of the month. So it's going to have a tufted look. Okay, I'm not going to do the inlay. We're not stitching today. So I'm just going to run it through this and run it through the 3D embossing folder. So I'll be right back and then we'll go from there. Okay. And if you want, you know, for the background to have a full other backside of the purse, you can do that. I think with this back patch, it should be okay. If you want to do, let's say this liner, because you're going to see the liner, have that tufted instead and then have this with the stitching or look like that, it would be really cute because then it looks like the inside is lined like nice and cozy, right? So something to think about, but I'll be right back. Okay, so we have that going. So the liner on the inside, I feel like I'm using a lot of brown. Actually, let's do this. It's like a lighter brown. It's a very pretty color. Maybe from here. So that'll be the inside of the bag. And then I have some different things. The handle. With the brown, you know, you're kind of thinking of like a style of a purse. I think I'm just going to use this brown. It's like a darker brown, but it's also going to be the same brown that I use for the accents for my little dogs. So what I'm going to do is put this to the side. On the same piece, I'll also cut the center little muzzle. And I think the inside of the ears, I'll do this color too. So then the ears over here will be black. Oh, I only left myself enough for that part, which is interesting because I was going to also cut the nose. So the nose has a little spot, like if you want to run this through white paper also so the white is showing through, so it's like a little shiny nose, or if you already have a white muzzle, then you just need this black piece or whatever color nose you want. So I'm going to run this through black and through white. Having said that, I probably will place it right here because I don't need both pieces, right? That works. Make sure we tape this so nothing moves. And then, I mean, there are a few other things. So we need to think about like the little eyes and everything. So this portion, I will run through some white paper. So I'll run it through when I do that. This is the accent part of the eye. So whatever color eyes you want, if you want them to be colored or however, but I'm going to run that through black also. I don't think I have enough room on this. So I'll have to pick another piece. I'm trying to think what these pieces are for, to be honest. I'm going to leave this off for now because we still have to make the sweater. And I'm wondering if that has to do something with that because I know these cuffs do. So let's just wait on that part and I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is coming together So cute. Okay, so I figured out this part. I was like, is it part of his sweater? It's the neck, because obviously how are you going to connect the head to the little sweater with it has this opening. So this is basically a portion of the neck. I did go ahead and run the sweater through white. I think he's going to wear red and white because he's a little dapper little dog. And I'm trying to see if it goes like this. That must be it, right? Yeah, because that would be interesting. I mean, I guess it could go like that, but I think it's going to be like that, right? Should. Okay, so let's do that. And if I am incorrect on that, you know, we can change that up, but or next time. I am putting it, well, okay, that's the other thing. I think it goes behind. I don't see why it would be on top. So I'm just going to put a little glue here and just line that up, basically, right where it ends and starts. I think that looks good. Sorry. Very white, so you can barely see that. This portion right here is actually like the accents for the handle. I hadn't even looked at the handle really. And it has the 2 dots, and then it has like some little marks in the section here. So I'm probably gonna run that through gold paper in just a moment. We don't have to quite work with that yet, but we have that. And then this I'll run through some red for the red and white sweater that he's wearing right now. We don't need these pieces yet, but you can see that goes there. And that's what I was saying. If you want to cut another piece for behind here, you're not really going to see it, but if you want the bag to look a little more full or something, you can definitely do that. Okay, so we have these guys and the eyes. So, you know, let's see. Well, okay, hold on. I'm going to back it up. Let's do the muzzle first. Let's put these pieces down that we can definitely just work with right now. It's going to be that. And there's a little mark there for the nose, so I can definitely just pop this guy on here, right? It's an oval, symmetrical, no big deal. I'm gonna wipe that away. And then this little guy, oopsie, this one, his little nose can be shiny towards the top, I think. I guess it, wherever you want. There you go. So there's a little white. Makes it look a little bit shiny. And then the ears. I'm just going to put some glue on here. Just towards the middle instead of manipulating these pieces. And they definitely have like a flat side, obviously, and then where it's more rounded and then a little more fine. So I'm just following that shape. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, having said that this one's different, but no, I just wasn't looking at it quite right. And then we have our little ears, right? So again, I did mine very, what's the word? I mean, that's just the coloring of this dog. I don't know what to tell you. But if you want to do some brighter colors or something fun, you can definitely do that. I'm just going to put some glue back here and assume the ears go to the side of the head. Again, you can follow your stuff. Like, I'm kind of tucking it in. I mean, if you want to put it right at the edge, do whatever you like. Oh. Got some glue on my finger. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm going to use an eraser and erase that. Did I not cut the eyeballs? I thought I did. Okay, let me run this through in case I just misplaced them. Oh yeah, you know what? It's because I remember I had said I was going to do black later and all I did was cut the neck. So let me cut the eyes and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I went ahead and ran through the red and the gold we'll need also while I was cutting. So let's just get these pieces on here. They look symmetrical. I don't think it matters which one goes where, but I'm going to put a little glue just around the space and I'll show you what I mean by that. You can see on here, I'll show you this one, that there is an embossed area, so that's where these guys go with a little circle, so it kind of recesses in there. And then however you want to place these behind the little eyes, and they look funny because all this extra white here, but like you want it to be like this with those little dots towards the inside. You can put them, I don't know if this was different, yeah, down this way, so then the little dots are out towards the edge. I mean, whatever it is, you want them to be more like this. I mean, it's just however you want to play with the eyes. I think that looks pretty good actually. So I'm going to bring it in. So, you know, there's just some slight differences. Oh my gosh, of course I put glue all over this portion. Aww, that is so cute. So then of course this one's going to be similar. And I hope if I have any white sticking out, I can kind of take care of that. It looks like it's very close to the side of his head. There we go. But again, it just depends on what you're going to do with the eyes. If you have any extra, like there's the smallest bit of white paper right here. I mean, you probably wouldn't notice it, but I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off a little bit. So that's really fun that you can do, again, whatever expression of the eyes there. Okay. Gold for the handle. Let's get that going. My goodness. Okay. Let's put that to the side for a moment. And a little dot of glue. I need to leave this sitting in this way. That way I don't have to squeeze it every time so much. Okay. Gold. Gold. And a little golden piece here. And again, there are little embossed areas there that show you where this should go. Just try to pick this up and place that again. There we go. Okay. And then this guy are red pieces. So a lot of times they put them on the die in a way that you can kind of see where they're supposed to go, like exactly. But I, let them all fall out. So there we go. It looks like this first one should be like here. There are embossed areas. I know it's hard to see them, sorry. But like that one fits there, right? Okay, cute. So cute. And then he has like these little arm areas that have their own piece. I think that one goes there. That's what it looks like. Yes, yes, okay. So this one goes here. This one goes here. Right there. You can give them whatever colors, obviously. It'd be really fun. Fun with that. And then there are two more red areas that I can see. One's right here, and one's going to be right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. And believe it or not, I think this is one of the fastest things to work with, and I'm sorry, like, I don't think I rushed through, but I feel like this is one of the faster ones, because I was looking at the other items. I'm like, there's a lot going on, right? The keychain and a little brunch. You're making all the different characters if you're going to go with a few of them. So to me, this was the quickest one, even though it did also take a good amount of time, I think. Okay, so I'm trying to see if you look at the little sweater, there's nothing going on down here. But that's basically because it's going to be like tucked in here, And then that piece. So I'm trying to see where I should actually glue that, what looks the best. So I think I can probably start gluing these things together before we put the little head on. So let's put a little glue here and get this piece right up to there. That is so cute. And again, you can create dimension by like having this further up from that background piece. And that's kind of why I was mentioning, if you want to cut another one of these guys to have it on there, that would be good. In the background, so you can kind of see through to it. But for right now, I'm just going to put some glue here. I think it's hitting all these pieces. Cute. Okay. Go. And then let's get some glue on this. Well, okay, hold on. I don't really know what I was going to do with this quite yet. So we have that. We have the little handle. And then our little head. Oh my gosh. So maybe I bring that down here, and if I have a sentiment, I pop it up here. Okay. Tons of glue on that. There, maybe. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and place this also while I'm here. And I'll probably just put some weight on that. And I'll put some dimensionals behind our little head, because I think that'll look cute. And when I do that, I think I'm just gonna put the handles here. That's what it looks like. I love that it's kind of like, I don't think it's a perfect like shape, you know what I'm saying? So it looks like it's a little loose, a little more organic. That's cute. Okay, I'm just gonna put some little weight on top of that. And then this guy, I'm gonna put dimensionals back here, but not under his mouth, because I'll glue that down, then it'll look like his head's a little forward like that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we have our card, our little guy. Oh my gosh. That is so cute. I suppose you can put the handle up if you wanted. I don't know. I think it looks more natural down this way. Okay, let's put a little glue. Again, I put dimensional towards the top, but we definitely want to hold this down. And then I guess as far as sentiments, the sentiments from like the clear stamp set are more about, I don't know, going on walks and things like this. I don't know. I'm just going to not use those. So I'm going, and then the ones from the brunch are very brunchy. So I'm going to use the BetterPress. Let's hold that guy down. I mean, look how cute. Little head tilted, so cute, little sweater. Oh my gosh. Let's put that to the side. I already have my BetterPress out, and I'm just going to run the sentiments through and see which one would work well. I think it has several on here that would. So let's put that there. My little pieces of tape from last time. And let's pretend if that was here, that could catch most of the sentiments, I think. Yep. So stick that down, and this one here, and a little black ink. Of course, you can use your archival inks, your BetterPress inks. I will say VersaFine works really well. Just things that probably aren't water-based are the best. So I'll run this through and I'll be right back. Okay, so just run that through the Platinum 6. And looking good. All right. And I'll just use the die, of course, to cut out what it is that I want. Well, all of them at once, which is really great. And I was just kind of just eyeballing left and right, making sure I'm catching everything. And like this one was a little bit too far over. So just giving a nice amount around each one. And I always try to stick my tape. That tape probably needs to be done now. I was using it for stenciling, and I can see that there's a lot of ink on that. I'm gonna run this through and I'll be right back. All right. Oh, and then it all just came out perfectly. So charmed to know you. I mean, obviously we can use that for excuse me. So of course these are all mix and match with some of the other sets that are in here, but they're meant to coordinate with the imagery here on the BetterPress. So, oh, I mean, that's so cute. Life's more fun with a little flair. Life is better. I mean, I was thinking about this one for real. So that's punny with little doggy, right? So let me put some lower profile dimensionals on this and I'll be right back. Okay, there's our card. He is so cute. So we have that. I mean, I kind of like the way it looks down here. Now, for sure, I would have brought this up just a little bit more if I was going to do that. You know, initially. I kind of need to, don't I? It looks cute right here. I'm just going to put it there. All right. Cute. But like I said, I would have brought some of this up just a little bit more to take up a little more of the space on top. But there you go. There you go. There you guys. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys. I will have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box again for the US and the UK. And we'll continue having fun. Of course, the next time you'll see videos from me on these items is usually when it's open for everyone. So right now, if you're a club member, you can make changes. But if you're not a current club member, you can't like come in and add clubs right now. So it usually happens late on the 5th, but it's supposed to be on the 6th of the month. So the next video you see from me will mean that, hey, it's ready. You can, you know, pop in if you need to, if you're not yet a current club member. All right, guys. And then as you are a club member, if you keep it, you do get 10% off your purchases all the time. Some little bonuses here and there. But the 10% off will be reflected as soon as you log in. It's not like 10% off in the cart. It's already reflected in the price that you're looking at. So you can see the difference if you're not logged in and then if you're logged in. And if you use my links, it doesn't make it any difference. It's exactly the same pricing and all that. So I appreciate the support. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Bye now.